Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I've got another game today, and this game was playing as white, which I started with the king's pawn opening, pawn to e4. My opponent responded with the king's opening 2 with pawn to e5. Then I played knight to f3. Then I played the Italian game with bishop to c4. My opponent responded with the 2 knights defense. Then I played pawn to d3, protecting my king's pawn. Then my opponent responded with pawn to d5, looking for a trade of some sort, which I accepted, taking with my king's pawn. Then my opponent took back with the knight to d5. Then I castled the king's side. My opponent played bishop to c5. Then I played knight to g5. Then my opponent responded with pawn to h6, attacking my knight on g5, which I didn't get because my opponent, I don't know if my opponent didn't realize that the reason I'm playing the knight on g5 was to go forward, not to go back. There was a reason I played knight to g5. And then my opponent kind of ignored that and attacked my knight with the wrong pawn. The best move here was to attack with the pawn to f6. But instead my opponent chose to attack with the pawn to h6. And then I played the brilliant move, taking the pawn on f7. Then my opponent has to take back with the king. Then I played queen to f3 with a check, and also attacking the knight on the center. Then my opponent moves king to e6, which is a mistake because the knight can't move now because it's pinned to the king. Then I just played knight to c3. Now the knight is mine. It's not really going anywhere. Then my opponent responded with knight to d4, which is also kind of a mistake. On this position, everybody can see that the best move is to take with the bishop. Of course, the taking with the queen doesn't really work, but not a bad move like that, but doesn't really work. The best move is to take with the bishop to d5. It's a simple move that I should be making, or anyone should be making in this position. But in my mind, I don't know what came over me. I just didn't play that move, which I should have played. It's a simple move. Bishop takes the knight in the center. But I kind of ignored that. I don't really know why I did that. Then I played queen to g4, which is a miss. It's a very big miss. I'm missing a major piece, a knight. Then I attacked the king with a check. Then my opponent just moved, playing the best move, king to d6. And then in this position, I can still capture the knight and my bishop will still be safe. But I can't really capture now because the queen is under attack. So I put myself in a predicament where I'm putting my queen under attack and I'm also losing the knight capture that I had before. So I continued with the game. I don't know why my mind was at this position. Then I played queen to e4, which is the best move at this position, of course. It's not really a best move because now the computer is calculating that it's an inaccuracy. Then my opponent also made a very big mistake. My opponent touched the red piece in this position. Playing the knight in the front of the king was the best move in this position, but the square that my opponent went to was the wrong position. The best move here was to play knight to f6, attacking the queen. Now I'm forced to move the queen. And of course I was gonna respond with maybe queen to g6, which is the best move in this position. But my opponent's knight is safe. It doesn't really go anywhere. And it's protected by the queen and also the pawn there, but the pawn is under threat. So maybe my opponent could have tried to protect maybe the pawn with which is a blunder in this position, I guess. Or it's a blunder because if my opponent plays rook to g8, there's this move here. So I understand why that's a blunder. But my opponent was safe if I went ahead with this position. So anyway, let's go back to the move that my opponent made. My opponent played knight to b6, and then at this position I was winning. I couldn't make any more mistakes. I just played queen to g6 with a check, which is an inaccurate move, but it's not really that bad. Then my opponent made a very big blunder. There were various moves that could be made in this position, but my opponent instead chose for queen to f6. But then the best move here was to move the king to d7. This was the best move. I'm still winning, but it prolongs the game and gives chances to black to play, because black didn't really lose a piece in this position. I'm the only one who lost the knight, and I didn't capture the knight previously, or in the previous position where I had the chance to capture the knight. But my opponent made this blunder, playing queen to f6, and I just played knight to e4 with a check, with a fork. Then at this position the game was technically over. My opponent just played king to e7, then I took the queen with my knight, and then my opponent kind of resigned in this position. The game is technically over. I just feel like my opponent could have won this game, and I was winning this game. The majority of this game I was winning it, and then I just lost it somewhere on the way. Or I know where I lost it, in the position where I didn't capture the knight where I had the chance. I just tried to complicate the game, where I should have just took the knight. I guess it's a lesson learned that if I have an opportunity to capture a piece, I should just take it and not delay or try to find other moves. So I think that's it from this game. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, share, until we meet each other again on the next one.